You're not wrong there.
Like that's also unbelievable. Like there's so many crazy things about Slark
It's
to make him so good.
the vision mechanic on Slark reminds me a lot of the regen mechanic on Morphling, where I get that it's broken, I don't like it, but I don't know how to fix it without fundamentally breaking what the hero does. Like Slark's vision game and getting regen out of vision it's a hallmark of the hero. If you get rid of
Yeah.
that, he's not Slark anymore. Just like if you get rid of Morphling's ability to morph and what that does for abusing regen, he's not Morphling anymore. So I don't know. It's maybe that's why I'm a commentator and not a game designer. I can complain, but I don't know what the fix is, buddy.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the dirge?
I am ready. I was just going to say that Undying slipped through. The Death Prophet was the second ban from NAVI.
I just like watching Dirge. I want Undying to be good. I'm a big fan. I've always liked that hero.
He is a very fun hero to watch.
He's fun to play too. And I just
Steel
don't want him to be so bad.
He punches hard. He dies a lot. He makes zombies. He looks cool. He turns into a golem.
He does.
There's
cool.
a lot of stuff going in Undying's favor.
Yeah. No
He's
stun,
got some
though.
badass cosmetics too. No stun. You're right.
Doom. And, Doom slips through. All right, so now we have Doom. Grimstroke's in too. Pretty great hero. Oh, it's time, Immersion says. I got to win some games.
Well, his tree gets banned out again. So they go back to the Earth Spirit. All right. Comfort pick for Na'Vi. Good hero right now. We talked about it yesterday. Earth Spirit stock certainly on the rise in 7.27. The beefy boy.
Yeah, this is last game was the first time I hadn't been banned versus them. They only played the one series versus Virtus Pro Prod. You got banned both times first phase. So since the changes, this will be their first official with the Immersion Earth Spirit. See if he can live up to his fame. See if it's worth the bans. I mean, Alliance have already played it. They played it yesterday for Hanskin. He's a very good Earth Spirit player,
I want to see some of these core Earth Spirits, man.
Me too.
Talking about watching Undying, I think Earth Spirit is also a really fun hero from a viewer perspective.
Especially now that he's not like crazy broken. He had a long time where he was a pretty busted support hero.
Yeah, he's a good mix right now of he's busted if you're really good with the skill shots.
Yeah.
But he definitely has some difficulty in terms of it's also easy to miss all of his skills. Nature's Prophet now for Alliance. 2 great flex picks to open up this draft.
I hear that they've played this hero a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Those Alliance squads and whatnot.
Yep, through multiple different sets of players, the Nature's Prophet has still remained relevant for this organization.
Doom and Prophet, though.
It's a cool opener.
Yeah, do I want Ilias hero? Do I want the Oracle? I guess would be the question, right? Again, it's like kind of okay versus Doom, kind of not okay. Depends on what carrier you're trying to protect.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bold.
An early Spectre grab.
So they probably would have banned it because of the Prophet. That's a pretty. If you're playing core Prophet, the banning Spectre is not that unusual in the second phase. I mean, we see this hero get banned in the second phase a lot.
Yeah,
it happened quite a few times yesterday.
As mentioned before, these 6 bans are often focused around the position 1s, and Spectre is pretty much top of the list right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't really care about Doom that much.
No,
unless he gets the Agnums later and starts breaking him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess relative to most carries, right? It's still not great to get doomed as Spectre, but she's not quite Wraith King tier.
No, true.
But she's up there. He's like S tier, he's in his own category.
And he's in like the undoomable category. Like you don't.
The undoomables.
Yeah. And I believe he stands alone.
How come Wraith King hasn't been relevant at all in the pro scene? I think his
win rate's been pretty good in pubs. He was being banned a lot in C Dota when they were picking Doom. And I saw him get picked a couple times. To be honest, he just didn't look that strong. That might be why.
Had the Skellies been nerfed down to the point where they're not as much of a factor?
Yeah, they had to nerf him even though he wasn't getting picked in pro games, he was absolutely dumpstering the Herald bracket.
I remember looking at those stats.
He had
Yeah,
like a
it's
60% win rate at like the lowest levels of Dota.
staggering how good his win rate was in
Yeah.
the trench.
I think it was like I meant like 62%. It was 64. It was something crazy. Like it was
I
just
mean,
way too high. Even though an immortal, I think he was like nudging over 50 or something.
it does make sense. The lower you go in Dota, the worse pubs are at pushing the advantage, and a hero that has 2 lives is pretty good as the game goes on.
Well, and the skeletons automatically hit creeps. You don't have to do it. That's the best. That's why it's so broken.
Mechanic, you hit R and the creeps just do the work for you.
That's what carries them down there.
Oh, God. Well, Warlock and Storm Spirit banned out by Alliance, and Lifestealer Viper taken out by Navi.
Warlock. Big team fight. Some teams going for it.
I think it's just a really good 5 with Spectre, too. We've seen
Yes.
that tried and true combo so many times. Don't leave the box, but it makes Spectre basically unkillable in the laning phase. And some synergy with Earth Spirit. You know, you could set up for a Wombo combo style draft. I think that's a good ban.
They got away with the Crystal Maiden and the Spectre yesterday. I wonder if they'll try that again, or if they'll go back for like a Witch Doctor or an Undying if they're left in. They will ban the CM, yeah.
I mean,
good enough.
I'm getting more hot on the Undying, but I also think it's particularly scary in the hands of FNG. I would perhaps be tempted to ban it here if I were Navi.
I think I would just pick it. I think I would ban something else and take the Undying for myself.
Okay, that's fair. We saw the Spectre Undying lane.
That was like the only reason Undying even got picked at the past 2 patches.
Yeah.
And they've already banned the Viper. We talked about that a lot too. That break mechanic versus the Spectre being banned out oftentimes when you take the spec.
Mm-hmm.
Other heroes, we've seen PL into the Spectre a few times. We've seen Slark as a bit of a counter pick too. That might be a worthy ban.
Absolutely. Essence Shift, very good against these tanky cores. They ban out the anti-mage.
I was just thinking, there's someone we're missing, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, anti-mage just accelerates a little too quickly. And if you get ahead as Spectre, it can be an okay matchup. But if you're behind the anti-mage, things can get a little bit dicey. And we've also seen a lot of variety in terms of Spectre item builds. And there's the Oracle. So not Warlock, but the other very heal-focused position 5. We've seen this combo with Spectre many a time. Also very good at keeping Mortrid here topped off in the lane.
I wonder why no one's picking Chen. I mean, I don't know. He's always just felt so good. It feels like kind of a good Chen game.
I meant to say Mercurial. My bad.
Wow, guys, look at that. It's Undying for FNG.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually one of the highest supports versus Spectre when it comes to like the pub win rate differentials. It's like IO and Undying are the 2 biggest ones.
Is there any reason not to pick Slark again if you're Alliance here? We know Nico Baby really likes it. We know it's an okay matchup against the Spectre. You've got this Undying to pair it with. Do you like anything better than the Slark for Nico?
What are his other big heroes? It's like the
Void?
The Void is a pretty big one for him. It's not really a great Void game.
Does he play Ursa?
I'd rather Slark than Ursa.
Same. But I guess the Jug is an interesting suggestion. Certainly in the repertoire of Nico Baby. Is he in the repertoire of the current meta is maybe a more relevant question.
No, I think Slark looks very possible. This should be a Pasha hero here for Navi. Probably going to be paired with the Earth Spirit. Going to want strong laner. The Veno's still in, but it's not a great Veno game.
Is it nuts to go back for Pango again?
Pango, you don't know what you're laning against will be the only issue. They'll Veno.
They take the Veno. They play it safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Some good magic damage now mixed in, and of course the utility.
It's just you need a strong lane if you're gonna have a weak laning partner. And Earth Spirit, without the very specific buffs, is a pretty weak laner. Way better than he used
Fair
to be,
enough.
for sure. He's not like god awful. He's just like, he needs a little bit of something.
No, you're totally right. Still anticipating a Slark pick here. Alliance now, 20 seconds of reserve time remaining.
I kind of feel like Hanskin's hero hasn't been picked yet.
It's Morphling. How could we forget one of the other heroes that Nico Baby likes to play that has also slipped through?
Yeah, that's fine too.
Looks like a pretty damn good Morphling game. What counters Morphling? Burst damage, lockdown. They don't have that much of either. Very
the
light
silences
on burst
could
damage.
be something.
True. Yeah, Earth Spirit Silence is there. That is a tool. But I really like this morph pick. I think this is a solid grab.
Yeah, I
and now
know.
You don't really have to ban Ember if you're Alliance.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what the last pick is then for Navi to try and like. Yeah, Kunkka's not bad, I guess. I mean, they need one of those, right? We always say the same thing. It's like the Kunkka or the Puck or some way to
the catch,
to be a nuisance.
Tie it all together sort of hero. Void Spirit, forgotten about him a little bit. He's been ignored in more of the games than he hasn't. But he will be removed by Navi here.
That makes me think they want like a Yule's hero or something like a Queen of Pain or someone like that. Or the Puck, I suppose. Whenever I see a Void Spirit ban. I mean, Void Spirit's also just a very good hero jumping into the back line too with the Aghanims build.
Yep, that's a good point. Invoker. Final ban from Alliance.
Could have been all right.
Yeah. It's a form of control.
Don't know this young G lad all too well quite yet. Not sure what his big favorites are. He's played a lot of Invoker, a lot of Void Spirit, so there you go. Couple. Does play Puck.
Shadow Fiend, also pretty high up on his list, it looks like.
Alina, eh?
Lena ban. Well, Limp does like the hero quite a bit, so that could be part of it. Not sure what Alliance wants here, although we will find out.
I mean, they have so much freedom between like
just
the Prophet's positioning.
Wind Ranger. Okay.
Just very balanced. That could be a 4 too.
Yeah.
That might be Hanskin's hero. I'm not convinced that Hanskin's playing like the Prophet or the Doom. It also could have been a 4 Lena they were kind of banning for as well, because it would have been a good laning partner.
Sure. All right, Navi, 30 seconds to think about this.
I don't really think there's any cheese here.
Is Puck the play? I think you have to pick something with a stun or some form of control.
Yeah, Storm's gone.
God,
they need some mobility that factors into the Spectre and actually punishes with the vision. So they will take the Ember.
They take Ember into Morphling. All right, now how do Alliance want to set up these lanes? Is there any world where you put the Morphling mid to try to counter the Ember? Probably not. But we've heard multiple players have told us that matchup in the mid 1v1 is terrible for Ember. Unplayably bad.
And we've seen it happen several times too, where like you think it starts and you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. And then once the attribute shift starts to kick in and the right clicks are there and you realize, oh, Ember literally can't kill Morphling.
By level 3, it's just unplayable. And the other issue with this matchup is that as the game continues, it's pretty much progressively better for Morphling. No matter how farmed the Ember gets, Morphling just turns into Ember and he's just a better Ember with more mobility and more damage. I'm a little nervous for Navi here. It is a limp Wind Ranger, so it'll be Wind Ranger headed mid against this Ember.
Most likely, yeah. They can still put Nico Baby there. I think I'd prefer Limp just to go mid because I kind of want the levels on Limp. I don't know if I want my side lane Wind Ranger really going on.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like this Ember, because it's not even just about that mid matchup. It's still like, as the game, like I said, as the game continues, I worry for young G. It's not going to be easy. And will they be able to make enough space for this crystallized Spectre to really take off? That's going to be the ultimate question.
At least he scales a little better than the puck does. I think that's probably why they didn't go for the puck.
Yep. But also a little bit worried about their lack of control because Alliance have, Shackle, they've got Doom. They've got plenty of lockdowns.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Roll is like the least reliable stun. Pretty much, I don't need a Yule setup, and either way, it's going to be a single target even when you do hit it. So it's, I guess it's mostly single target across the board though. Shackle's like our only AOE stun.
For battle.
Yeah, but Prophet will probably buy some sort of control, right? He'll get an Orchid or something along those. Well, it's a Hanskin Prophet. Maybe he won't get Orchid. I'm not sure what Hanskin's going to build this game, actually. Maybe I'm putting a little too much value on the Doom as a really key piece of lockdown. It is an S4 Doom, so position 3.
All right, well, yesterday I put my faith in the Hanskin, the immersion tree, and it paid off. So once again, I'm going to put my faith in the immersion or experience. Say they're going to take this game.
You're putting your faith in the immersion Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I do think it is a very hard game. I don't think Navi should win this, but I think they will.
All right. That's a classic Trent Pax prediction there.
We'll see.
Going big. I like it. High risk,
No
minimal
reward.
return. Bragging rights. Ah, yes. Confirmed. Immersion is very good at Earth Spirit. I think we already knew that.
With me.
All right, game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Dota Pit continues. Shout out to our production crew basking in the Croatian sun right now.
Begins.
I'm jealous.
I hear you.
Enjoying the... What's that body of water right next to Croatia there?
Even think I would know these things.
The Adriatic?
I think that sounds right.
I remember calling it the Mediterranean on Instagram and people correcting me.
Yeah,
I
it is
think
the
that was
Adriatic. That's right. Yeah, you're good.
Adriatic, that's it.
I mean, isn't
Shout
it
out to the
technically
Adriatic.
still the Mediterranean?
What a body of water it is. One of my absolute favorites.
It's right up there with the Red Sea. It's something else.
I would like to see the Dead Sea though. That is on my bucket list at some point.
You want to go float in the Dead Sea, chill in the salt water?
I feel like it's worth seeing. I want to read a newspaper in the water.
All right. I'm on the list.
So here we go. A 2-1-2 to get things started. Hanskin S4 against Crystallized. Ilias up top. Should be okay lane for Crystallized this time. Our mid matchup.
Oh yeah, F&G's got a lot of strength to steal from Immersion, but Immersion kind of not caring. He just keeps on trading blows with them.
I guess that is a hallmark of the Earth Spirit. What's his strength gain? 4.4?
I think so. Sounds right.
Starts at 22.
Yep.
Yep. He's a little less phased by the Undying in these first couple levels than many other supports. That's certainly a fair point. And how about mid? This was where things got very disastrous last game. This already much more even. Limp and Young G both trading damage. And looks like creeps score within 1 or 2 of each other. So quite even in the first couple waves.
Yeah, a little annoying because you're a melee hero versus ranged, of course, but...
Yeah.
Oh,
and both of them will salvage.
Double missed under towers. That was rough.
First blood.
And First Blood gets drawn down bottom. Venomancer falls. The Wrath of the Nico baby, Morphling, strikes quick. Not the hero you want to concede First Blood on if you are Navi.
Yeah, he got hit by the unsuspecting Soul Rip damage. Took 132 from Soul Rip. One of those. Like, it's a very powerful level 1 nuke in the right situations.
Yeah.
You kind of don't realize how weak you are. Like, even right now, if he decays and Soul Rip Immersion, they wait for him, I think he would die.
It'd be close at least.
Yeah. Immersion, I don't know how much more of this he could take, man. He's really trying to get FG to burn all that mana.
That is the balance with Undying. You have to be a little bit tactful. You want to start out real aggressive.
Oh, you got the double.
But you can't burn that bar too quick. Still has a mango left also. Up top now, Hanskin getting gone on. Fortune's End sets things up. And Crystallize secures the kill. Both position ones, finding an early pickoff.
He's just walking at him. Level 2 Soul Rip, 200 HP. You'd have to find him all the way back to the creep wave, but I still don't think he would get the kill. I mean, literally, yeah, I guess if you let him walk you down for 5 more seconds, he might have got you, but...
Points in Soul Rip now.
Uproot and after that. Denied.
And as we talk about the healing against Morphling, level 2 Soul Rip should be enough to give him almost a full heal if he's back and morphed onto Agi.
Bottle time. Young G has his. It's empty. He needs something, and F&G is already at the bottom one, so no matter
Look at
what,
Limp.
the bottom one will not be going to the Ember. Even if it goes to Immersion, it doesn't matter. And at the haste room.
Okay, FNG grabs it too. Men do a little harassment onto Young G.
Oh,
Is
that's
this
a
going to
Soul
be a
Rip.
kill? Straight up? FNG? Chained under tower. Okay. Well done by Young G. A little close. Not a rotation you'd normally see FNG make, but with a haste rune, why not go for it? Very well done.
Yeah, but now they've left Nico maybe completely alone. Oh, it's
Nico
so
dead.
close. Whew.
Morphing strength. Turns to right click Pasha. Nico, he'll be fine. Nico with a pretty big net worth advantage over the Spectre right now. So while you're right, they did leave him alone. So far worth it for Alliance. As Limp getting chased down mid, Young G. Don't think he'll find this kill. Does pressure him low and will force out another salve.
The seeds of fortune.
How was Crystallize doing? 21 and 4.
He's not doing bad, but he is a fair bit behind the Morphling.
Yeah, and still the top of his team. So another slight lead here for Alliance, but not nearly as much as last game. As they'll trade some blows here. S4 with the clap. It's a level 3 Oracle, buddy. See ya.
Good night, S4.
Yeah.
Ilias finding credit for that one.
Man, that is just... It's got to be the biggest level 3 breakpoint in the game. It's so brutal. Like, doubling the damage on that spell on such a stupidly low cooldown is just crazy.
The cooldown is bananas.
Yeah, if this hero gets too busted, we might see that start to scale a little.
Nico's still getting all the space down bottom. 1v1 against the Veno right now. And mid lane, we'll see some engagement. Limp in trouble, brought down low, does pop the ult, but Young G drops all the remnants to secure the kill. Limp ends up in the grave.
And Ilias was top as well, too, securing the regen rune. So Young G going to be filled up twice over with the bottle. And the wave was pushing in top anyway, so Crystallize, he does need some help now, though, because they know that everyone went mid for the runes. And he's going to be missing out on a lot of creeps right now because of that. So that was a little painful.
It's level 5, slowed down by Ilias. Fortune's End. Young G is here, only has one remnant, so this is not going to be an easy kill. And they're not even going to find it. Meanwhile, back at the tower, Hanskin continues to pressure, gets a nice TP against the Spec, and does make it out back.
That was pretty good with the catapult wave, though. A lot of damage.
Yeah, for 6 minutes, it's a solid push. And no surprise, Prophet right back to the lane. They want to finish off this tower and open up the jungle a little bit. Immersion now rotating into the top lane. They're going to make the defense here, and S4 in big trouble. Roll connects. They've got it. Immersion finds that kill. Now Hanskin on the run.
Limp just hit like a full power shot mid on Young G, and now he's in like the full panic mode of like, can't get shackled on the creep wave or I die. But nice ward here. Lets him know that he's not being targeted at the moment, and that FNG's rotating up top. Very good vision from NAVI, showing these early movements. So they could contest him down in the river. Ilias just walks at him, just face checks and let him know that they know that he's there. surprised
Navi
by that.
handling this very well so far, but still, we can't forget Nico Baby free farming down bottom while Alliance continues to bring the fight into Spectre's lane. Crystallize in big trouble and dead. FNG with the Soul Rip sniper again.
Well, yeah, I don't really know how that just happened. I mean, they knew they were all there.
Right? Wasn't a mystery. They just face checked them.
I don't
Just
know.
got a little bit too greedy. You can't get
It's
that greedy
pretty
on
obvious
Spectre.
that Alliance wanted that tower too. I mean, they've been posturing like that's their primary objective. I guess the one plus side for Na'Vi down bottom is that Pasha is getting some space himself, but now Hanskin going to come down to break that up. It's only a level 5 Veno. And meanwhile, up top, Veno with the TP out, S4 in too deep. He's going to get put down.
A much needed return kill there. Unfortunately, doesn't go to Crystallize, but they'll have to take it nonetheless. And he's off to the jungle. Oh, finds a creep wave too. Unfortunately, it's only the range creep left and 1 melee.
Limp closing in on his first item, the Javelin. Amazing with Wind Ranger. Really build up into an MKB. But actually, it lets you kill people with focus fire.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Is it a good Ags game? Not really, this one.
Yeah, not particularly.
I really like that
Still a
Ag
handy
games, though.
item.
It's,
2 charges on Wind
yeah,
Run.
it's surprisingly good. When it first got announced, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound that great. And pros started rushing it a little bit in games. You could kind of see the value. 'Cause, I mean, with a BKB, you kind of become invincible for the most part.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to be able to use Wind Run to get into the ideal position to start fights and then still have an exit. It really changes the dynamic of the hero. Counter ward mid. Almost denied by Limp. Good effort.
MG just
NG
trying to
goes
stack
back to the
ancients.
stack. A bold maneuver, and now might cost him. S4 on his way over. They do drop the tombstone, actually. And on the other side, Immersion.
Oh, nice
Getting
roll.
focus fired up on the high ground. Oh, that was close. Meanwhile, in the jungle, S4 chasing down Ilias. Another close call. They get him so low. But now S4 turned on. Haunt and Reality from Crystallize. Hanskin finds it. Wrath of the Nature.
It was the zombie.
Is that what gave him the vision? The stupid zombie? Oh.
Wait, why was there a zombie on him?
Because the tombstone came down up at the tier 1, and it was a long chase.
Dire's middle tower has
Well, that was
I don't think they ever
crazy.
killed the tombstone. Guess it just followed him all the way over. Like where that engagement started, he dropped the tombstone when it looked like FNG was going to get initiated on.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that Ilias was in range of that.
Well, me neither.
Oh, it
but
was the Earth Spirit's tomb.
Dire's
Yeah, it was the
bottom
zombie
tower is
chasing the
under
Earth Spirit
attack.
because he instantly remnanted away, right?
or rolled away, or whatever, or the Ember. You mean?
Yeah, the Ember remnanted
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious. The zombie
You're totally
chased him
right.
up there and gave him vision for that ulti. Is that really?
Wow.
I think that's what just happened.
I guess so. I don't know how else.
I have to see that again. That was hilarious.
I was wondering how they got vision, but there you go. Wrath of Nature, good spell. Midas up on Spectre. So as mentioned in the draft, seeing a number of different builds on Spectre now, and it seems the Meteor Hammer is phased out a little bit. Limp initiated on mid. They will drop the Magnetize, and that might give them just enough damage. It certainly does. Ilias.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, that is one thing to consider this game is that they do have the Oracle for the Dispel too.
Radiant's
big
middle
deal.
tower is under attack.
Nico Baby, though, still getting a lot of space, and the net worth leader this game as he pressures the tower down bottom. Young G comes to mount the defense.
He's really ahead too. Like
Yeah.
big old gap.
He's like 30, 40% up on the Spectre.
Yeah.
That's certainly scary at 12 minutes. Defense mounted mid as well, S4. Rotating in, posturing like he wanted to doom something there, but couldn't grab a target. Blink Dagger queued up.
And he was probably going to buy the Manta anyway versus the Earth Spirit, and then they picked the Ember too, so extra value for Nico Baby.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower is
And
under
Hanskin,
attack.
yeah, wondering what he was going to do. Support Prophets, they have a couple options, right? We've seen the mech still rush some games, but with Vlad's being restored to its former glory and having a Morphling on your team who's all base damage, it is a very good Vlad's game.
Yeah, I'm pretty into this. Vlad's no longer giving armor, no longer giving +5 stats, but now gives 18% increased damage. Pretty good.
Yo, FNG, can I get a casual Windlace on your Undying? I feel like that would be dope.
I concur with that.
I love casual Windlace on support heroes. Like, you always have the slot. Especially with Undying.
It's value
when you're
10.
trying to get that right click down with the Flesh Golem, and you get the 30 movement speed bonus too with the ulti. It's nice.
3,000 net worth lead as a squad. 15 minutes coming up before too long. Yasha out on the Morphling. BKB going to be the first real item for Limp. Picked up that Javelin as mentioned, but straight for Magic Immunity now. Spoke up from Navi, moving through the mid lane.
BKB, ever since the Aghanim's got changed, BKB is like the I want to actually use my ultimate item. You know?
Well, let's see if Limp's in trouble here. Tries to wind run away. Rooted up now. Haunt from Spectre. They've found it. Ilias again gets the kill, but now the punishment. Immersion locked in the trees. He's going to go down next. Crystallized still in the front line. Getting healed up by this Oracle.
That Doom's ending, though.
Your place.
Young G, exchange on 2. Now the turn. FNG drops the Flesh Golem, but Poison Nova comes out, and this might not work out too well for Alliance. FNG falls. Nico Baby's here, though. He's bringing Pasha down low. Pasha would have died, but the false promise is there. Nico jumps forward, turns into Veno, drops some poisons, trying to finish off Pasha. Does get the interrupt. Big time heal from the Oracle. Can Pasha survive this? Limp back. He's got a double damage rune. They find that kill nice and easy. Now hungry for more. Young G should be able to make it back. Ilias with a bold TP. It will go through. Fairly even fight. See if we can catch the recap here.
Yeah, Veno's still screwing up fight recaps in the year 2020.
Ah!
Yeah, well, he always messes them.
Yeah, you're not
All that
wrong.
lingering damage. There it is.
All right, so yeah, pretty darn even. Does slightly favor Na'Vi. A little bit of gold, a little bit of XP. But a 2 for 2. Both sides losing a core.
S4 was the big winner in terms of XP. 462 for him. So he's climbing that gold chart as well with the help of Devour.
Dire's
And
middle
what does he
tower
got
is
coming?
under attack.
He went for the Blink. Perfect. So
Radiant's
Blink
bottom
probably
tower
into
is under
BKB.
attack.
Basically
Look
the same
at
thing
this.
as Mid Dooms.
Dire's
Drama's Blink BKB.
structures are fortified.
15 minutes. Alliance just walk into the pit. Haunt on cooldown. Poison Nova on cooldown.
Limp had to disassemble that fake Maelstrom as he's trying to build his BKB.
Dire are scared.
No, I do
Happens
not
to the
want that
best of
item
us.
anymore.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, they're going to get away with this. Feels like somewhat of a risky play, but they call the bluff. No cooldowns. Na'Vi can't fight it, and now that is a second life on Nico as he walks over to just about complete that Manta style.
Just in case he was worried about dying.
Just in case. Well, much better than game 1 for Na'Vi, but still at 16 minutes, this is a pretty decent deficit. They have some recovery to do. Manta also going to be the first item of choice on Crystallize. After that Midas, of course. Not that close to it. Now a full 2,000 net worth behind the Morphling. Which is scary considering the spec had a Midas at a pretty decent timing. Bottom lane now. Doom comes out. They'll drop this onto Young G. Sets up a layup for Nico Baby.
I think that was the Blink reveal. I don't think they've seen it yet, so. Nothing you can really do on that one. I mean, even without it, like it's just a Blink War Stomp, so.
Now more initiation onto Pasha. Hanskin started this one off, and the team will be there to finish it. Save from Ilias. They're going to put in as much damage as they can. He does get off a Poison Nova. They stop his TP, and Pasha should pop here. No saving him. They also get Ilias Limp with a double. What a beautiful power shot.
Wow, nice. Line that thing up. Good job by FNG, too. He just, like, ignored the Veno and just kept walking, trying to keep an eye. And then the Oracle actually TP'd way too close to the fight, but only died because FNG Just kind of marched on forward, found it, got the right click, and then hit the damage amp too. Made that power shot do like 350 some damage. It's pretty nice.
Pretty solid.
Oh, actually, maybe he didn't get the amp then, right? Because that would be like normal anyway. Oh, he had raindrops. Okay, maybe that's why.
Immersion working on the key item this game, the Spirit Vessel.
Under attack.
Very much needed against the Morphling.
Yeah, that Manta is going to have quite a few things it needs to be used on. So BKB sooner rather than later might be an idea for Nico Baby.
Yeah, he is going to stop off for a Scotty first, but similar logic. Pretty good item to have against the Oracle, right?
Oh, nice.
Whoa,
That's
Immersion caught by the fiery sword. That was beautiful mid-roll.
Yeah, that does not have a big cast range. That was like perfect positioning from S4.
Yep.
Kind of his forte.
Very true. Although, seeing S4 in the side lane, I am a little bummed that we can't meme about him always getting haste runes in the mid anymore.
That is true. It's a good point.
That meme has effectively died.
God, that was so annoying.
S4 Brewmaster haste rune.
S4
like-
Bat Rider haste. That's what I was thinking. Oh my god.
The trifecta
Constantly.
of peak Dota.
Yeah.
Look at FNG down here. He is chilling with the Shadow Amulet. You know, have you noticed that since Shadow Amulet does nothing but grant invisibility, that we're seeing more people use it on themselves to try to set up these cheeky little plays? FNG clearly baiting right here. Or maybe feeding a little bit. Like Pasha will die in the top lane while this exchange down bottom takes place. Hanskin trying to pull them in further, and he will succeed, but now it's just Nico Baby on 3. He does turn into the Ember. Needs to be somewhat careful, though. Jumps in onto the Oracle, who does have a false promise. Has to use it on himself, and now Nico might be able to kill someone else. Crystallize, TP's out, and they won't find the targets. Good exchange for NAVI, a 1-for-2 across the map.
And they pulled a lot of rotations from Alliance, too. Mind you, Alliance are still far ahead, and Lib finished out his BKB with that kill up top.
Every coin helps.
And they'll actually capitalize a little bit on those rotations by getting some
Radiant's middle tower is
some
under
runes. But
attack.
FNG found with the roll, they will dust them up too.
All right. FNG, no stranger to this. Tombstone on the high ground.
Yeah.
Has a little support from Hanskin, though.
Now, so everyone rotated bottom, so I thought like they could commit for the kill, but just because of the terrain in that area, throwing the tombstone on the high ground just ends it. Like, yeah, look at these zombies going. They're chasing.
Chase. They chase. That sets up a shackle. Now Immersion in trouble. Limp with a double damage. It hurts, but they'll need a little bit more.
Go
There's the
zombies.
save from Ilias. No Wrath of Nature this time. Down for another 5 seconds. Nico, though, he does kill Spectre's courier in the bottom lane, and that's going to stop Spectre's Manta from getting delivered. Okay, he doesn't have the recipe yet, but that was his
I mean,
ulti
he's
orb.
got it though. He's like 100 gold away, so
Yeah, that'll add 2 minutes.
yeah, that is painful.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hanskin's gonna try and keep this catapult alive with the treants. Pressuring Crystallize to make an appearance here.
What a great play from Nico Baby, though. It's like, obviously, he wanted to farm on this side of the map anyway, but it's such a great position to be in where you know the Spectre's looking for this key item, you know that he's going to be sending his courier to the secret shop, and you're able to farm and also camp that key part of the map that you know they're not defending. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Navi are talking about right now. They look like they're talking about smoking up this way for a second.
I hope they're talking about saving Crystallize, because my man is getting caught down bottom, and he is dead as hell.
Yeah, it looks like
Others
they did,
dead,
they did
and
not
there's
have the
fucking
read on
dead.
what was happening there.
No, certainly not.
It looked like they thought maybe they were smoking to kill the
Dire's
Ember, and they were going to try and
bottom
bait
tower
Young
is
G
under
and wait for a haunt play.
I mean, look at Lib right now. He is just running into him. Hanskin comes into the back line. They go into Ilias, again, forcing this false promise onto the Oracle himself. That's already a victory, but now can they take the fight? Hanskin still
nice.
sustaining, gets soul ripped again, and actually still pretty healthy. They're going to drop the Doom on Young G. He'll die, and they find another one right in front of the base. It's Pasha. 4 dead on the side of Navi, Alliance with all 5 alive.
Structures are fortified.
Immersion. I believed in you. I trusted you. Not very involved this game. 1, 2, and 3.
No. It's badass how they can make plays like that on Alliance, though, where Hanskin can take these really aggressive teleportation positions, and he just stands there and tanks the damage. Look at his build. He's got a Hooded Defiance.
Yep.
He's relatively tanky on his own right, and then you've got a Soul Rip every 6 seconds. He summons Treants. It buffs up Soul Rip Trent.
It's
The
genius.
synergy is uncanny.
It's especially because they had already killed the Spectre too. Like that's why you always smoke at the Spectre. There's no point smoking at another hero, because if you kill the Spectre, like if you try to smoke at Ember, then Spectre's gonna haunt. And suddenly there's a team fight. You smoke at Spectre, and it's just like, okay, well we're all here, so
It's like, hey, you guys just killed our team fight. What the hell?
yeah.
15K net worth for Alliance now. Looking very good for them in game number 2. Remember, this is upper bracket, so no elimination here. There's a whole lower bracket. Navi in a very tough position right now. Win percent up to 93 now for Alliance.
Oof. I can't really blame it though.
10-second BKB on S4, full pipe now on Hanskin. We're really seeing that gold lead now in the inventories. Scotty also done on Nico. Pasha about to get caught. Nico just charges in. Saved again. Taunt from the Spectre. Nico maybe going in too far, but maybe not. It's a good Poison Nova from Pasha, but his teammates taking heavy damage. Immersion will die first. Ilias goes down second, and Crystallize as well. Ilias says GG and gets the hell out of this game. Pulls the ejector seat as Alliance take a very convincing 2-0.
Yeah, they held it together a lot longer on game 1 with a larger deficit, but they could also see again that the writing was on the walls here in Alliance. A crushing 2-0 over Na'Vi. And Na'Vi, they put up some pretty good fights in that first game. Game 2, actually, despite being closer net worth-wise, it never felt like their game plan was really going to have much hope.
Yeah, it felt closer from a 5v5 perspective, but the disparity in the carries was maybe a little bit more extreme. And Spectre had that Midas at like a normal timing, but by like 20 minutes, it almost felt like a recovery Midas. By the time he got the Midas, Nico was already over 1,000 net worth above him. And when you're Spectre playing from behind against Morphling, it's pretty hard. It's just not easy. And especially when a lot of your net worth is in that sunk cost of a Midas, it's not a bad item, but it doesn't make you tanky against the Morphling. It actually makes you a pretty easy target for Nico Baby, who just went straight items. You know, all of his value, Manta, Scotty, Morbid Mask. Every penny counted.
Yeah, I do think their draft was a lot better this game, and I don't think it was the heroes that was the problem with like their game plan or anything like that. I just think they had to be a little bit more aggressive with some parts of their early game. And I know that's hard